Do City actually have the quality to close out games? Before you go mental, the point actually isn't their technical quality because, as everyone knows, it's exemplary, but it's actually their defensive quality and it's actually their midfield. And I've got this man into the overlay because Nico Gonzalez is their midfield. For me, if anything happens to him injury wise, obviously you've got Rodri out of the minute, but if anything happens to him injury wise, there's no one to depend on. If he comes off the pitch, there's no one to call back on. City have recruited as such where everything is so based on technicality, but it's not based on physicality. Like City are actually, obviously they've gone really direct in their recruitment with Donnarumma is directing towards it, ironically. But their midfield, Reinders is not a track back defensive or any kind of defensive midfielder. Cherky, same boat. So when a game gets stretched and a team makes the game a bit basketball-esque, I don't think City can really cope in a big way. They want that control and they want that ability to technically control the game like they did about the first 30 minutes or so against Fulham. But it's an interesting point to say that City went 2-0 up against Leeds. City went 5-1 up against Fulham. And they're showing immense vulnerabilities. And that for me is literally because they don't really have the capability to be too defensive. Like their mechanisms for closing out games is keeping the ball, relying on your ball carriers to get you up the pitch, to win you free kicks and to technically control the game, and to go to a 5 or 6 back as they did against Arsenal. Of course, to go long to Haaland as well from Donnarumma. Those are like the three main methods, but they don't really have a, okay, we're going to completely congest the middle by bringing on X midfielder, Y midfielder. Obviously, that can be amended in January, knowing how City are, knowing how they spent 200 plus million last January when things were going a bit sour. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did similar this season, or particularly with getting linked to Elliot Anderson recently. But that midfield for me is kind of the aspect where I'm like, they're so reliant on Nico Gonzalez.